Sagittarius, welcome to May. This is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome. This video is going to be a monthly Tarotscope for May 2017 for Sag. So while I'm shuffling, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the new moon in Taurus that just happened on April 26th. That happened in your 6th house of work, of lifestyle, and of health, and daily routine, Sag. So it's a great time in May to begin a new routine, a new daily routine, perhaps start new work, or alternately start a new health regimen. So for some of you who may be doing, a new workout set or new exercise, new diet, all of that is featured for new moon in Taurus. Taurus represents the body. So it's what the body does on a daily basis. And it's a great time to be supported in terms of doing new things regarding your work, your daily routines, your daily lifestyle, and health regimes. So if you've been looking forward to beginning something new like that, or if you're beginning new work, it's a wonderful time for that, Sag. Your central card is 8 of Wands for May, which means things can move very quickly. I'm going to look at some of your other cards, and then we'll talk more about that. The Magician is what's in the shadow position. Your passing away position is Ace of Swords. Approaching is 10 of Wands. And highlighted is Knight of Swords. For week 1, we've got Lovers in reverse. For week 2, we've got Queen of Wands in reverse. For week 3, Knight of Cups. And for week 4, we have Star in reverse. So just returning to the central focus for May, things happening very rapidly for you in May. This is a card of new news, new information, receiving information that unlocks the final puzzle piece. It means that things are 80 to 90% lined up. So this means things traveling and moving very swiftly. If some of you have felt stuck in the mud, in May, you may get a nice release from that. You may feel like things are finally moving again. And things can again happen very rapidly. It's sort of like the image that I often use for this card is that if the water has been heating for a while in a pot, that things can come to a boil very rapidly. So it may have been feeling or looking like that nothing is happening on the surface, but when 8 of Wands shows up, it can often hit that point where the heated water begins to boil very quickly. So it's like that turning point. And it often represents receiving new news or new information or something that helps it get to that point. With the Magician in your shadow placement, Magician has to do with personal power, creative force, concentration, focus, the ability to make things happen. So this means that you have a lot more power and capability than you may recognize, because what's in the shadow position is usually below our conscious level. It's below our consciousness. We're not seeing it. It's what's in the shadows. So you actually may, Sag, be a lot more capable of achieving the results that you want, but you're not aware of that. You may have all the elements that you need to put together, and you just have to tap into his concentration and focus, his single-minded vision in order to achieve that. So Magician is kind of like hanging out in the shadows. He's right below the surface to serve you, but you need to focus like a laser on one thing. He's single-minded. He's the I am card. I am capable. I am focused. I am concentrated on one thing. Therefore, I achieve the results that I want. It's also the abracadabra card, which means what I say is what exists, what comes into being. So as I so say it, it so is. It is, it is what I say. With the Ace of Swords, there may be some truth that you have recently realized. Ace of Swords is the truth, the clarity of truth, card. So some of you may have had a revelation recently or recognized the truth. This is the crowned truth, truth with a capital T. Some of you may have had that moment of like, oh, this is what I believe. This is what I think. I'm clear about what is the truth, and it cuts through all the BS. This is the truth card, the Excalibur, the revelation card. So it's like saying, I know the truth. This is an aha moment. So some of you may have just had an aha moment that sets the scene for what's coming ahead. And it looks like some of you are going to be working hard. This is 10 of Wands. So 10 of Wands shows up when we're caring a lot, as you can see in the picture. It also is the teacher card. So whenever 10 of Wands shows up, be prepared to put in a lot of effort and work hard, but it's also about sharing ideas and knowledge that you've collected. You've collected a lot over a period of time. So it's time to share that with others to lighten this burden. And whenever this card comes up, I always ask, what is unnecessary that you can put down? Is there anything in excess that you're carrying that's making your load a little heavy? Or are you carrying anything that belongs to someone else? Can you put down that portion of the load? But looks like you've got a burst of energy to carry you through a lot of hard work in May. And remember that teaching in May, in whatever form that might take, can help lighten your burden. And put down whatever is not necessary, Sag. That's also going to help you. You've got a nice bunch of clarity here in May. A lot of blue energy, a lot of swords energy, a lot of enthusiasm and passion, which is natural fire Sag energy. And then you've got this sword supporting you, which is mental focus. And there may be someone who is an air sign who can help you with that. They're featured here. This is Knight of Swords. So this is usually an air sign, Libra, Gemini, or why am I blanking on it? Aquarius. So if you find someone who is one of those air signs, Sag, they can really help you going forward. They can be either a support, usually knights come to the rescue, and they can help you go into battle, whatever that means for you. If there's a project that you're completing, if there's something that you've been avoiding because of fear, the knight can help you gain the courage to go into that. He's very clear and very rational, very analytical. He's very insightful. So use the strengths of this Knight of Swords that's showing up for you to help you achieve what you want to do, to go into that battle, to take action on something. He's got great ideas. He's willing to try out new ideas. So an air sign person or someone who has that very left brain, logical, rational, analytical side to them is going to be really helpful to you. They're highlighted and featured for you here in May. So that's going to be a real benefit for you. For the first week of May, some of you may be finding challenges in your relationships, your romantic relationships. This is Lovers in reverse. Lovers means feeling open, feeling vulnerable, feeling connected, feeling like you're having an exchange with someone or that you're merging with someone. You're really both showing up as completely yourselves and being honest with one another. That's what the naked figures represent, is completely stripped down as to who you are naturally. There is this potential available to you in this first week of May, but with it being in reverse, there's some blocks to that. There's some doubt, fear, or resistance. Some of you may be avoiding your partner or avoiding partnership in general. There may be some fears, doubt, or resistance regarding the theme of lovers. So some of you may feel like your relationship is in reverse right now, or that your approach to relationship is just not happening. You know, there's some sort of block there. So I'm going to ask you, what is that about, Sag, for the first week in May? Are you avoiding something? Is there fear, doubt, or resistance in regard to any lover's relationship? And what can you do to turn that around? Sometimes just being open and honest and vulnerable can really do that, because then you are embodying the qualities of the Lover's card. So by you yourself demonstrating that you connect with another person who is doing that and is capable of that. For week 2, we've got Queen of Rods in reverse. Now, this is you, Sag. This is usually a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sag. But because this is your reading, I'm reading this as you. And Queen of Wands is at the top of her game. She is witty, she's attractive, she's bold, confident, charismatic, she's fun. She's really great to be around. She's got this sunny, golden disposition to her. In the reverse, and this is who you are in a natural state, Sag, but in the reverse position, and again, this can be male or female, but she's showing up as female here, but in the reverse position, it's saying that she's there, you are yourself, Sag, but there's some sort of block to you feeling completely 100% yourself. You know that you're bold, you're confident, you're optimistic, you've got this sort of like sassy, fun, edgy sense of humor, but somehow there's just this like not feeling 100% yourself, and that could have something to do with your considerations and reflections on this Lovers card being in reverse in week 1. So what I'm going to say is don't let that carry over into week 2. Don't carry over whatever fear, doubt, resistance, whatever issue that is. Don't let it tamper you down, Sag. You're showing up as your full, complete, sunny, radiant, kick up your heels kind of self, but it's in reverse along with this. So if you can deal and address whatever this is going on in week 1, this could turn around too. And you could feel fully your radiant, sunny self. With week 3, there's some water signs showing up. So whether this is Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, this night, the Knight of Cups, is here to serve you in the same way that this Knight of Swords is throughout the month. So Knight of Cups is someone who is sensitive. They're usually romantic. They're usually a sort of a tender-hearted kind of person. And it usually means a message of love or a message about love. Whether that's a message that you're receiving from someone else, likely a water sign, or that it's a message that you're sending. The Knight of Cups is the messenger card. He's the messenger of the heart. So this is either a water sign person or someone who shows up with that archetype. You've got a lot of night energy supporting you here in May. So both in terms of the mind, someone who can help you with ideas and rational thought, as well as someone who can help and serve you in your emotional world, your emotional life, Sag. And then last week of May, I'm going to say don't lose hope. Don't give up, or don't try to accept yourself just as you are, Sag, because this card, Star, shows a woman who, again, is naked. Funny that both of these are in reverse. Is there anything that you're struggling with in May about self-acceptance? Because when we see these naked figures, it usually means that they're full of self-acceptance, just as they are. And Star usually means hope, renewal, recognizing your own natural, unique place in the world, just like the star, the bird, the flower, any of these natural elements, the tree, they have their own intrinsic value. And when Star shows up, she recognizes her own intrinsic value and her own place in the universe, just as valuable as any of these other elements. She's a natural part of the universe and valuable in that sense. So she has this soft, gentle, radiant light just by being who she is. And that's a theme that is echoed here from week 2, is can you accept yourself not only out in the world as a queen with status and mastery, but also just as you, without any title, without any status, just as you sitting by a stream in nature, just as you were born. It has just as much value and radiance. So what is the challenge there, Sag, in accepting yourself just as you are? It's these 3 actually kind of tied together. The Lovers, the Star, they're both the naked woman showing up as herself. What's the challenge there? As well as showing your face to the rest of the world as this, bold, sassy, confident, charismatic person that you are. So what is preventing you from feeling completely who you are and connected to your own personal power, Sag? That's a question that is coming up for you in May, but you are there. It's almost like your mind or your doubts or your fears are preventing you from seeing your own intrinsic value in the world, your own radiant, confident, bold self. And it may have to do something with relationships. It may be affecting it or caused by it. So ask that question. This third week of May is going to give you some insights, because you've got the Knight of Cups, the Knight of the Heart, showing up with some answers for you. So ask some questions. I do see things happening very fast and very rapidly. I see a lot of forward motion, a lot of action, and a lot of hard work. Teaching is going to help with that. And please do look for that Knight of Swords as a benefit and support in terms of thinking things through, making plans. So that's my reading for you, Sag, for May. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to give it a thumbs up or share it with another Sag who you think might enjoy that message. If you want one of these tarot mats for yourself, the Sagittarius one is a bright blue color. I've got those on my website, and I'll put a link above. As well as I've been having a lot of fun over on Instagram. So we've got a challenge going on for May if you want to jump in on that. And as always, I just want to thank everyone so much for watching. Yours in the stars.